Hey everyone, and welcome back to Clear Creek Solutions software educational videos. Today we're going to go over some basic geoprocessing features included in ArcMap. We went over the toolbars in the last video series. We kind of touched on geoprocessing techniques, but we're going to go over how they actually are used in practice and how you can apply them in your projects. This can be a very basic application, but should give you a good idea of the concepts going forward when you're using ArcMap. First off though, you should subscribe to the channel and like the video because we have many videos coming out on how to use different engineering software and you're not going to want to miss out on that. So anyways, let's get into this one here. So this is we're going to do some geoprocessing. Okay, so we're open up the geoprocessing toolbar. There's sort of 6 main ones at the top, and those are the ones we're going to go over, but there's many other tools, of course, that we can search for in the Arc toolbox. We'll go over those in a later video, but I want to get into some of the basic ones. We need to master these basic concepts first. So the first one we're going to do is the buffer tool. We're going to start alphabetically here. And the buffer tool is a geoprocessing tool that creates buffer polygons around an input feature to a specified distance. I'll explain how that works. So essentially it's creating a border. If you think about an image and then creating a border around that image, that's essentially what the buffer tool is doing here. And I want to create a buffer around my county boundary. So the county boundary is this blue color here. You can see the lines here. I actually want to now create a buffer around that. So let's click buffer. Brings up this toolbar, input features. I'm going to select county boundary. And you're going to want to let that load here. And then now you're going to input what is the distance or the size of that buffer around the county boundary. And based on the size of my project, I'm going to put in 5,000 feet because this is a county, right? So 5,000 feet, that's about a mile surrounding the entire county. So 5,000, I have it in feet. They have a number of other increments that you can select there. And I'm not going to mess with any of these other tools, but you can modify those if you need be. And I'm going to select OK. I'm just going to show you what this does to my image here. So here's my county. So you can see now there's actually the county buffer is completely surrounding the entire image. I'm going to move the layer down below the county there. So now you can actually see the buffer for the entire image. So if I removed it here, now you can't see it. Now you can see it, right? So there's about a mile of buffer around my entire county. If I removed it there, if I removed the county, you could just see an even bigger version of the county essentially with an additional mile of space around it. So that is the buffer tool. Pretty simple there, nothing too crazy. I feel like that's a pretty simple application there. Next, let's move to clip. And what I'm going to read the description though. The clip is a geoprocessing tool that extracts input features that overlay the clip features. Think about clip as using like the snip and sketch feature on your computer or something like that. You're able just to take a small section based on whatever the input feature is. So if I want clip here, what I actually want to do is I want to zoom in to sort of illustrate this a little better. But I have airport and rail selected. So I'm going to bring airport as the top layer here. That's this layer. Let's say I wanted to clip out a section with the airport here. So I'm going to put in airport. And then what else am I going to clip with it? Well, I'm going to clip it out of the county boundary there. I'm not going to put any XY tolerance. I'm going to select OK. Another note is when the geoprocessing situation is finished, a little tab will come up here with a green check mark showing you that the process was completed properly. So let me disable all these other layers and you can see what the clip was. So all of that intersection with the county and the airport, you can now see there in the clip feature there. That's very useful. You're probably going to use that a lot in ArcGIS, obviously. So let me bring back the layers again. That would be the clip feature. Geoprocessing wise, we also have intersect. So the geoprocessing tool that computes a geometric intersection of the input features. Features are portions of features which overlap in all layers and or feature classes will be written to the output feature. So let's do intersect now. So we can actually bring in multiple layers here if we wanted to, so not just 2. So what I want to do is actually bring in what overlaps or intersects with the airport. I want to bring in the rail, and I'm going to bring in the city. Let's say we wanted to do that. City boundaries. Now we can find what intersects with all those. Select OK, and it's going to create another new layer. So we ran intersect. Let's disable these. So you can see that there's actually nothing that intersected those particular layers, right? So now we can build one where there is actual intersection. So what I want to find is the intersection between the buffer and the actual county. So let's go intersect. I'm going to add, I'm actually not going to do the buffer. I'm going to find what intersects between the city and the county boundaries. Click OK. A new layer should be created. That's the county intersects. So this is what area intersected with the county and the city. Let me bring that to the top. I'm actually going to delete these layers, by the way, because I don't need them anymore. So let me remove these other layers. You can see this is the intersect between the county and the city there. So it's essentially is the city layer, but it was the amount that intersected there. So that's how to use the intersect feature. Let's look at the union feature. The union is a geoprocessing tool, computes a geometric union of the input features, but it doesn't actually change the composition of the sub layers that are comprised of that union. And if that doesn't make a lot of sense, I'll just show you here real quick. So I'm actually going to union the rail and the city boundaries. So similar to the other one, let's find the city boundaries. Actually, it doesn't let me use the rail. In this situation here, let's go to then the county boundary. We can do that again. And so now we've unionized these into one layer, but you can still see their distinct functions. Unlike, I'll show you what this tool does. The merge feature actually combines them. So think about, I don't know what a good example would be, but let's say you had some sand and some rocks. The union feature just mixes the sands and rocks together. The merge feature would actually break down the rocks until it became sand and it all became one substance. I think that would be kind of a good way to put it, if that makes sense. So if I actually wanted to combine the city boundary and the county boundary into one layer, then I would use the merge feature. So you can see there now it's just one sort of homogeneous layer, right? So you can see that there, the cities merge. The last one is the dissolve, which is a tool used to aggregate features based on specified attributes. So I'm going to dissolve the smaller city one here. Actually, I'm going to dissolve the rail feature, and then you get to select the dissolve fields based on their components. So I'm going to do it based on length. Okay. And now we've just done dissolve of the rail function. So this is some of the basic geoprocessing features that come with ArcMap. If you have any questions, you should leave it in a comment down below. And anyways, we will see you guys next time.